Jesus said, leave them alone. Who are you talking about? Who does Jesus want us to leave alone? Mark chapter 9, verse 38 through 40 says, John said to him, John is talking to Jesus, teacher, we saw a man who does not follow along with us driving out demons in your name. That word name does not mean Jesus, it means authority. That he was using the same authority that you have, Jesus, to drive out demons, and we forbade him, or we told him not to do it. Why didn't they want the man to drive out demons? Because he is not one of our band of your disciples. This man who's casting out demons is not one of your disciples. He's using the same authority that you have to cast out demons, but he's not one of your disciples. He haven't declared that he is following you. But Jesus said to, but Jesus said to John, do not stop him or hinder him or forbid him, for no one who does a mighty work in my name or my authority will soon afterwards be able to speak evil of me. Said, this man is not speaking evil of me, for he who is not against us is for us. And in my Christian training, I was taught that if you're not one of us, if you're not a Christian, God is against you. You're not for God. That if you don't call on the name of Jesus, remember that you're not with Jesus. If you don't call on the name of Jesus, if you don't declare your loyalty to Jesus, first of all, Jesus was not a Christian. Jesus did not go around telling people that you have to declare that you are a Christian to follow him. Jesus also said this in John chapter 10:16, and I have other sheep beside these that are not of this fold. Now, a lot of times people say that he's talking about Gentiles, and I believe he is talking about Gentiles, but they think that they're Christian Gentiles. That's where we mix this thing up. But we're thinking that when Jesus said, I have followers who are not of this fold, that he's talking about Gentiles who declare that they're Christians. But Jesus, let me go on. I must bring and impel those also, and they will listen to my voice and heed my call. And so they will become one flock under one shepherd. What Jesus wants everybody to do is follow his teachings. Follow his teachings. What is his teaching? Love one another the way that I love you. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Go the extra mile. Love your enemies. Bless those that curse you. Do good to those that hate you. Pray for those that despitefully use you. But what we in Christianity have done is that we have hijacked Jesus and we made Jesus belong only to us. And the only way that you can truly be following Jesus is that you have to follow us. And then we separate into all these different denominations and we make the same claim that if you're not following Jesus, if you're not following us, you're not following Jesus. If you're not going to, if you're not eating the foods that we eat, if you're not going to church on the day that we say go to church, if you're not saying or singing the songs that we sing, and we got all of these things to determine who's following Jesus. When God said, this is how you know who's following him. He made it very simple. He says in 1 John 4:8, he who does not love and has not become acquainted with God does not and never did know him, for God is love. Anyone who you see who is loving is connected with God. I don't care if they're Buddhist, I don't care if they're Hindu, I don't care if they're Muslim. Jesus said, what are they saying bad about me? Nothing. It's not that they're saying bad something about Jesus, is that we as Christians are saying something bad about them. We say we got all kinds of bad names that we call them. If we are going to see the world through God's eyes, Jesus said they're either for me or against me. They're either loving or they're unloving. They're either treating people the way they want to be treated or they're not. Because again, I've got to get this out. Jesus is not a Christian. He never has, never will be. He's not, he has already set his standards long before the word Christian came up. He has decided that there are those who are for him, those that are doing good, those who are taking care, who he said would give him drink if he's thirsty, those that would visit him in prison, those that would pray for his healing. Man, you find that all over the world and all kinds of people. And sometimes we have to sit back and say, uh, whether we want to accept these people or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is, has Jesus accepted these people? And if Jesus has accepted these people, then we have to say what he said, leave them alone.